Hello, my name is Tyler Smith, and I love science fiction, and I'd like to talk to you about the history of science fiction. Originally, science fiction was actually called science romances, and if you look at the early works of science fiction, you actually have to go back to as far back as actually Mark Twain in A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court. And that was actually, some people consider to be the very first time travel story. However, if you want to go back even farther, you can go to the story of Rip Van Winkle, which was actually a time displacement story. And that story dealt with how much the American colonies had changed from the time of when they were colonies to where they were an independent nation. That was actually what Rip Van Winkle was about, where the guy wakes up 20 years later and he's just shocked at how different things were from when they were a colony of England to now that they're an independent nation. Now, science fiction, the term was actually coined by Hugo Greensback, and before that they were called science romances. And another one of the first science fiction novels, and some people say it was the first science fiction novel, was Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And in her story, the point she was trying to make in the story is that men, because they don't give birth and they don't have to nurture a child, they lack the same empathy that women have for life. And it's an interesting hypothesis. Whether you agree with it or not is not the point. The point is that it's a story that she was passionate about telling, and she told very well in the original Frankenstein novel. And it's interesting because